Joe, no Ellsbury in the lineup?
Yeah, his hand has been sore the last couple of days. He had a test yesterday. The test came back good, so I'm giving him today off in the hopes that it will clear it up. Obviously, we had a test done, so there's no structural damage. It's just been sore, so golly, I knew that was coming. I think it's his left hand, his top hand.
Joe, do you
And
know
it's on the top.
Do you know how he did that?
No, it's just been bothering him for a few days. He's been playing through it. So, like I said, we sent him to get a test, and that test came back good, which is good news. So, knowing what's in front of us tomorrow, might end up giving him 2 days.
Could you use him at all today, or you want to totally stay away from him?
Well, I could use him for defense and pinch running and those sort of things, yeah.
Will you reach out to Robinson Cano at all when he's here? Will you go?
Oh, I'll say hi to him, of course, yeah. I mean, Robbie meant a great deal to us and loved having him, and he was fun to watch play on a daily basis. It was really easy to put his name in the lineup every day. So, yeah, I will. Unfortunately, we won't be out for BP today, so I won't see him. 40% chances, 100 as we speak. That's what you heard? Mm. Yeah.
In Japan, 8:30.
Michael Pineda today threw a sim game in Tampa and left after an inning with some tightness in his lat. He will have an MRI. I mean, the good thing is it's not in his shoulder. It's in his lat down here. So I would think that his start Monday is probably in jeopardy, but we'll wait for the results. He's having the MRI down in Tampa. He threw the first inning and just felt a little stiffness, tightness, so he pulled himself. So as soon as we have more, we'll give it to you.
Sweeney.
Do you even know the procedural part of this? Could you put him on the DL and get a player for
that
him?
I don't know. Obviously that was a thought that came to my mind today, and I don't know what the procedure is there.
Who else? Chad? Right up front. I'm sorry, Caitlin, right here.
Just want to make sure Johnson's fine.
Kelly Johnson? Oh, yeah.
Because I think you've mostly been playing him against right-handers. Is it still just sort of mixing and matching?
Yeah, it's mixing and matching, yeah.
Joe, in the back, right.
Joe, with this franchise in the last 20 years is often been most successful when it had a big offensive presence at second base. So, winning a World Series with Cano, Knobloch, Mariano Duncan batted .340 at 96. How important is it, particularly in the American League, to make sure you find some offense at that position?
Well, I think you have to look at your team overall. Chuck Knobloch was a good offensive player. Mariano Duncan was a good offensive player. But they weren't Robbie Cano. Robbie Cano is almost in a league of his own when it comes to offense for second basemen. So, but I think it's the overall offense that you need to find. And some years it's going to come from a middle infielder. Some years it might come from a center fielder on some teams more than what you expect. So that's the way I look at it. I don't look at it, you need to have this at this position. I look at the overall group.
Brian?
Joe, to follow up on Pineda, do you figure Phelps is your built-in option and just continue filling in for him?
That would, yeah, I would assume that's what we would do, yeah.
And how many pitches can you get out of Phelps right now?
Well, I mean, we're hoping for 70, 75.
Joe, what did you see in a young Robinson Cano when he first came up, and how did he develop into the player that he's become over the last 9 years?
Well, I think over the years he physically matured, number one, which obviously helped him drive the ball more all over the park. I think he learned how to pull the ball as he got older, and he just became more comfortable in his surroundings. It's never been a kid that I've ever felt that got uptight in situations, but he just became more comfortable and became a bigger part of your lineup as each year passed because of his maturity.
Joel?
Joe, you were mentioning the whole when you for the question about second base, a whole offense. How do you feel your whole offense post Robbie is performing this year?
Well, I think we're performing okay. I do. you're going to run into some tough nights where you don't score some runs, and I think our offense as time goes on is going to get better and better. As you get guys that are more, we brought some guys over from the National League as they get more familiar and see guys for the second and third time. I think that's going to help them. But I've been pretty pleased with our offense. There are going to be those nights that we faced Garrett the other night. That his stuff was filthy, and we found a way to scratch 3 runs across the board, which wasn't going to be easy to do. We had a little help at times, but I've been pretty pleased, and I think as the year has went on, we have swung more consistently, and everyone is contributing more.
Sweeney and George.
Joe, you probably know better than anybody how dangerous Cano can be, especially when he's as hot as he is over the last week or so. You think you'll find yourself in situations where you won't let him beat you?
Yeah, we'll look at that. This is a ballpark. Sometimes you don't want to give a lot of free base runners because certain places it can play a little smaller than other fields in certain areas. But we'll look at that, and I'll judge by the matchup what I feel the matchup is. But that's something we'll look at. Yeah. There's a lot of number 3 hitters. A lot of times in the lineups, you're going to say, well, you can't let them beat you, or certain guys in the lineups you say you don't want them to beat you.
Joe, do you have a reaction about the NBA news today?
Yeah, I think NBA handled the situation well. I think they did their own investigation and basically made a statement that there's no room for racism. We're all people, and we all need to get along and understand that we're all different, and I applaud the NBA.